Hello, hello. Well, it's been a long time, and we used to do this a lot. The cooking show, if you will, where I'd come on and do a little cooking, and you guys give me feedback, ask a lot of questions. We talk politics, of course. We have the campaign. I'm running for Congress, but we can talk about anything. I tend to get lost a little bit in the cooking. But it's all fun. So we're gonna get started here now. I had asked to you guys let me know if the sound is okay. I know you've been good in the past. You give me a thumbs up or what have you. We're doing this on StreamYard, so it's running on Facebook and X and YouTube. But I think that I should be able to see the comments like any other time. So I put out the question: should we do smoky chicken and spicy carrot farro, or should we do tomato basil fettuccine? Now, what I didn't know is that we had sausage to go with it. So I do Blue Apron, probably backwards for you, but I do Blue Apron. And we used to do plated, my wife and I, and we kind of fell into it. It turned into a fun date night, kind of. We don't have to figure out what we want to eat for a couple of meals a week, and we don't have to go shopping for it. It comes to the door. Anyway, I don't get anything from Blue Apron, but that's what I'm using now. I know there are other things out there, but it's fun. You just get these types of cards. It gives you all the instructions, all the packaged stuff. So at any rate, we're going to get started. Oh, so it was 9-8, 9 votes for the chicken farro, 8 votes for the tomato basil fettuccine. So we're going to make chicken spicy carrot farro. So farro is, I had to look it up, it's a wheat that's kind of in the Middle East, and it's a dense, nutty flavored wheat. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to get started. I can see, I'm able to see your comments. I will try and check in on them and answer questions. Again, we can talk property tax. As you know, I'm heading up that measure to eliminate property tax in the state. And of course, the big thing is I'm running for Congress for the seat that Kelly Armstrong currently has. And naturally, we're in the middle of this campaign. I'm sure that my campaign staff is probably cringing at the fact that I'm doing this live show. But the thing is, I've always been real with you guys. It's just unfiltered. You get me. And just because I am now in a statewide race doesn't change anything. I still am who I am. I'm still going to do these dorky things. If you haven't tuned in before, I'll warn you ahead of time. I make the whole dang thing. And so this says it's supposed to take 30 to 40 minutes, which means it's going to take me an hour. And so tune in, tune out, do what you want. We're just going to hang out here. Again, please advise me if something's weird about the video or audio. Okay, so the first thing is cook the farro. So we got to fill a pot 3/4 of the way with salted water, cover, heat to boiling and high. So I used a one of those fast pots that boils water fast, and so we got that rolling. It's already rolling. Okay. So add the farro and cook for 18 to 20 minutes. So we're ahead of the game here. I'm going to add the farro. Oh, let me add myself in. How's that look? No, that look okay. So this is what farro looks like. Okay, I'm gonna open it up and get rolling. Cover. Basically use one cover for everything. Okay, here we go. Step 1 done already. Okay, next we're gonna wash and dry the fresh produce. We're gonna peel the carrots, halve lengthwise, and then slice crosswise. That's easy enough. We can do that. So let's pull this garbage over here. What do you guys want to talk about? Anyone got anything? You guys want to talk about the race? You want to talk about the border? You want to talk about Ukraine? Do you want to talk about the CO2 pipeline? You let me know. I get a lot of questions. I've done a lot of interviews on the radio, and some of them, Tom Campbell, who is my opponent, is on as well.
We're very different people. He's a nice guy and all, but very, very different people, different voting records, different philosophical beliefs. And so it's good for the people of North Dakota because you're going to get a choice, two people that are distinctly different. And so Tom and I were in the legislature together. I started in 2013 and so did he. And he finished up after the 2017 session. I continued on to 2021 session. So it's interesting because we have a direct comparison of the two of us. And our voting records are very, very different. So glad to see you're cooking. Nick Harvey, how much did that kit cost? I think it might be $12 per serving. I don't know. Obviously, it would be cheaper if we bought everything ourselves, but that's kind of therein lies the problem, is the shopping. But even more than that, it's just figuring out what we want to eat and coming up with good ideas. And so this comes up with the good ideas for us, basically. Nick is a great chef, by the way. So, okay, I cut it lengthwise, and then we are going to thinly slice crosswise. So I'm putting my my surgeon skills to the test here. It's not like the Ginsu. You guys remember the Ginsu? So thin your in-laws will never come back. Cooking and chatting, yep. All right. Let's throw these little things away. So what's next is peel and roughly chop 2 cloves of garlic. So you guys see this? Of course, I'm sure you guys know what this is. I never knew what this was. It was sitting in our drawer for years, and I didn't know. So this is a garlic peeler, right? So the idea is you don't have to get your hands all stinky when you are trying to peel a garlic. So what I do is just put her in there, all right? It's like a Chinese finger torture thing. You just put that baby in there and roll it, and it's peeled. Can you believe that? That's amazing. It's peeled, and my fingers aren't even stinky. Okay, we'll cut off the little ends there. Do one more because they say they need 2. Put that sucker in. That is so crazy. Okay, now I take the easy way of mincing the garlic. I don't chop it or mince it. I just use a garlic press and call it good. And then I'll just save that for when I put it in. All right. If you weren't a doctor, I could see you being a chef. Let's see. Why do we have a star to fly when they fly? Why do we have a star to fly when they fly? Illegal immigrants all over. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't think I fully understand the question. Okay, now we got some peppadew peppers. We have to roughly chop these suckers, get rid of our debris from the garlic. Move the carrots to the side. Roughly chop. I like peppadew, it's kind of sweet. Okay, discard the stem of the chili pepper. Look at this little tiny chili pepper they gave me. Bird's eye pepper. There's no stem on it. Thinly sliced crosswise. For a milder dish, remove and discard the ribs and seeds. No, thank you. Don't tell my wife. Thoroughly wash your hands, knife, cutting board immediately after handling. No. Okay. That's done there. Star in your driver's license. How is the no tax bill going? Getting lots of support. Okay. So, well, first off, the property tax. What did I say it was supposed to boil that for? 18 to 20 minutes. I did not set a timer. I would say that was probably 10 minutes ago, right? Let's just set a timer for 10 minutes. Kitchen timer. There you go. Okay. Property tax is going good. We're getting the signatures. We've got over half, and we keep gaining momentum. So every week I'm getting more and more petitions that are coming in. It's a lot. You know, we have to get 31,164. We're aiming for over 40,000. We're well on our way. I see Gordy Greenstein just commented here. Gordy's been a warrior in this. Gordy's going to be at the Department of Transportation in Bismarck tomorrow. So anyone who wants to go to sign the petition, stop by right out front, Department of Transportation in Bismarck. Very easy to do. We also need volunteers that will be willing to do that at other Department of Transportations across the state. Good job, Gordy. So it's going well tonight. So the star on your real ID. First off, I don't want a real ID. I don't want the federal government to do it. I was opposed to it. I was on the transportation committee. We tried to slow it down. I tried to stop it. If we want to fly, you can use a passport. For me personally, I don't like the capabilities with an RF tag in there and the information they can put on. I don't want the government, especially the federal government, to know a damn thing about me as much as we're able, which of course they know so much. But I don't need to give them a hand in it. So I'm not up for the real ID. But the question then going back is, why do we have to have a star to fly when they, okay. So you're saying, yeah, why do we have to have real ID? And illegal immigrants don't need a damn thing. Well, that's true. Why do we have to pay for housing? And illegal immigrants don't have to pay for housing. Yeah, that's a good question. A good rhetorical question. Okay, let's move on here. Cook the carrots. Oh, wait, no. I have to whisk together cilantro sauce and labna. Labna. I love labna. Oh, Nelly. It's boiling over. Okay. Cilantro sauce. I love cilantro. Would you recommend taking it off? I just have to renew my passport. I don't have the star on my license. Well, I hope I'm understanding you correctly. I don't know about, I just don't want a real ID. I don't want to use it. If you have a passport, I would not get a real ID. I'm not going to assist the federal government in having more of my information in a central database. If you think for a second that if we have another COVID, they won't put in your vaccination status for whatever that might be into your stupid little real ID. No way, Jose. I mean, maybe they won't, but the point is it doesn't matter because I don't need to have it because I have a passport and they can take the real ID and shove it. Okay, cilantro sauce and labna. Labna. You guys know what labna is? I don't, but I use it in these things all the time. All right. So we have to whisk together cilantro sauce and labna. I think I got too big of a whisk. All right. This is like a real cooking show almost with the two cameras. I've never done the two cameras before. Okay. Consider yourself whisked. Next, to make the dressing in a separate bowl, whisk together honey, vinegar until combined. Add as much of the sliced chili pepper. Okay, I'm back. So, honey, what'd you call me? And then vinegar. Okay, is anyone conservative going to run against Kelly Armstrong for governor? I don't think so. I don't believe so. If you're talking grassroots conservative, I'll tell you this much. Yeah, could Kelly be more conservative? Yes. I think we're going to have Kelly for governor. And if we're, I think the good news is he's going to be better than our current and our previous two governors. So you got to look for the glass half full, my friend. Glass half full. Okay. Hey, missed hanging with you while cooking. Is that HelloFresh? No, it's not HelloFresh. This is Blue Apron. Although I've heard HelloFresh is good. And there's one called Home Chef or something like that. We used to do Plated. I guess they went out of business. Absolutely loved Plated, but that's neither here nor there since they're not around anymore. Okay. So I got to whisk that too. Whisking. We should do a thing where anytime it calls to whisk, we should have a little sip of whiskey. Okay, this is for the next show. Okay, honey and vinegar are now combined. I love vinegar so much. Okay, as much of the sliced chili pepper as you'd like. I do have to hold back on this a little bit because my wife Annie is going to be eating with me. Of course, we'll do 3/4 and I'll save the other quarter for my plate. Okay. Cook the carrots. Olive oil, sliced carrots. Here we go. Okay. A little olive oil. Slide these babies in. Okay, carrots are cooking. Check. What else you guys got? Vinegar is so good. I know. I'd like to start making my own. Of course, I'd like to start making my own sauerkraut and everything. I like doing pickles, maybe a little jelly, but I don't do much else. Okay. Add the chopped garlic. Okay, so this is where I'm just going to do the garlic press. This amazing garlic. I know you guys know this, but I'm just going to show it anyway. So all I do, instead of chopping that sucker, I just push it through there and then take the knife and throw it in the pan. Then you got to take the chafe out and do it again. Man, we're doing good. Will you be attending the Republican convention in April? I will be attending as a delegate. And so, well, I'm expecting to. I want to. I'm going to go to my district convention, and I've already indicated interest for both Annie and me. And so I expect I'll be able to go. Now, I won't be attending. I won't be attending as a statewide candidate because, they passed that rule that I can't seek the endorsement. Now, this is important for everyone to know. I'm still going to run as a Republican. I'll be on the ballot in June 11th, as a Republican. Unless something changes, and if something does, I'm not going to be behind any efforts. I respect the rule they have, despite the fact it's a stupid rule. It's a fence building protectionist rule that was put in place when the establishment country club rhino Republican hacks were in charge. But we'll respect the rule. So other candidates, Tom Campbell probably will go to the convention. If there are others, they'll go to the convention, I'm sure. And then there'll be at least 2 people then in the primary. So I will be running as a Republican. Are you planning to coordinate yard signs for the ballot measure to end property tax? Yes, we are. That kind of stuff takes a lot of money. And we are very focused on getting signatures, getting the requisite number of signatures to know that it's going to go on the ballot. Then we can come to donors or come to people that we hope will be donors and say, look, we're ready to roll. It's on the ballot. It's going to be a vote of the people. We need to get the word out. We need to show support. We need to educate people And to do that, it's going to take money. At this point in time, I think we're not at a place financially. I wish we did have some big donors. I would love to start getting the signs out, but we don't have donors like that for doing that now. So we need to end that property tax crap. Yeah, the state has so much money. Oh my gosh, so much money. People are very afraid of how it's going to work out. And what's interesting to me is that they hear some things that are not true, but because of fear, they tend to just hold on to those. The idea of no local control, the idea that locals won't have enough money, and it all works out. And I won't go into the details now. I've done it so many times. There are videos out. The website's very clear. But that's where that stands. We have to turn our signatures in by June 26th, I think. So, all right, farro's done cooking. Carrots are cooking. Transfer to a bowl. 3 to 4 minutes on the carrots or until brown. Give them another minute. Transfer to a bowl, then season with salt and pepper if desired. That will be desired. Then we cook the chicken. Okay. Have you guys been hearing any of the interviews? I've been doing like 2 to 3 a day. Today I was on with Scott Hennon for an hour, and Tom Campbell followed me for the subsequent hour. Earlier in the week, we did the same thing with Joel Heitkamp. They're very good. I think it's very clear the sense that you can get from the candidates based on those interviews. We are working on getting weather modification ended in Williams County right now. Got to get enough signatures first. Well, good luck on that. I can't believe taxpayer dollars actually go to that. That's crazy. I know Jared Hendricks was very successful with that in a couple of the other counties. You guys should smell this. Cooked garlic always smells so amazing. So amazing. Link the interviews on your Facebook. Yes, my son, I will do that. I have to do that. Yep. There are many, and I'll do that. It's going to be a little bit of a media dump, I suppose. I was on KX yesterday, KX News, and then also did a radio interview with Prairie Public Radio, and did an interview with the newspaper in Grand Forks yesterday. So those will be coming out. The KX already did. But I love getting the message out. And I like campaigning. It's crazy. It's weird, but I like campaigning. I don't like calling and asking for money, though, and I was doing that this afternoon. God, I hate that. You can imagine, right? Calling people up, hey, this is Rick Becker. Can I have money? It's not good. But you have to do it. You have to do it in politics. It's an indicator. If you don't have support, you can't win, and you probably shouldn't be in office. And if you do have support, then those people are willing to donate because they believe in you to get in office and actually make a change. So I buy into it. It doesn't make it any easier. Okay. Pat the chicken dry with paper towels. I already did that because it's raw chicken is kind of gross. Season with salt and pepper. Oh yeah, we got to put salt and pepper in the carrots too. These are big grains of salt. Oh, well, there you go. It's going to be, this is going to be smoky and salty chicken, spicy farro. Okay, let's see if we can get some of that out. So, ignore the carrots. Let's talk about something else. Craig Johnson, yeah, it was great talking with you. I miss having. Well, I'm no longer there either, but miss having you in the legislature in those last years I was there. You're such a solid person. I called Craig for money yesterday, and he was kind enough to step up to the plate. I think what I'm going to do is just not salt the chicken as much, and we're going to be okay. So let's do some pepper. This out of here. Dang it. Okay. Oh, chicken. All right. Rinse carrots off. I don't know. I think it's going to be okay.
I think it's going to be okay.
Okay. We're back. We're back, baby. Here we go. Season with salt and pepper and enough of the spice blend. We're not going to season with salt. Toss to coat. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm on a roll here. So I'm supposed to put the chicken in a bowl first and season it and then put it in the olive oil. I am going to declare it doesn't make a difference. So you got to roll. But we have to drain the farro. Draining the farro. Okay. Over here. Okay, guys, let's see here. Been there, done the same thing, yeah. So let's taste the farro. All right, what else should we talk about? Does anybody want to talk about? How about that border bill? You guys been hearing about the border bill? Langford's been talking about it, Senator Langford, saying how it's a good deal. I've been asked about it on the radio. I think it's a bad deal. Now it's really weird because it's being positioned that if you're against it, you're only against it because you don't want Biden to get credit. You want Trump to get credit. And it's really weird also that it's being positioned that Democrats really hate it, but they're just going to sign it. So if you have any sense in that noggin at all, you know that that's bullcrap. And what it comes down to is it's supposed to really tamp down on illegal immigration, which, by the way, Biden could do right now if he wanted to. He doesn't need any bill, any law, nothing. He could do it, but he's not. What it would do is say that, okay, he has to tamp down on it if illegal immigration is over 5,000 people per day for 7 days, I think, in a row. And so you can have up to 5,000 a day, plus you can have 1,400 a day through normal means. So you're looking at 6,400 a day. That's over 2 million illegals a year. What a horrible deal. What a horrible deal. So yeah, I would definitely vote no on that. I'm going to be curious what our senators do, Hoeven and Kramer. I got to put my smoky, spicy blend on, and that part I wish I would have done in a timely fashion. I'm sure he wants to do a bill so that something else can sneak into the bill without anyone noticing. Well, a bill that I don't like that is where Kevin Kramer is the primary guy on it. It's not like I'm trying to beat him up, but he is the primary guy. So if it was someone else, I'd be beating them up. Is the Prove It Act. So ostensibly what Kramer's trying to do is make it so that we can keep track of the carbon intensity of the products we produce, so that if other nations are going to tax us based on the carbon footprint of products, we can counter them and say, no, those aren't the real numbers. What it really is about, and even if you follow Kevin Kramer's previous interviews, it's about being able to put tariffs in place based on carbon footprints of other countries, or we can retaliate if they put tariffs on us, which tariffs is a horrible idea. And tariffs based on carbon footprints is an even worse idea. So I don't understand all the motivations, but I can tell you this, regardless, it doesn't even matter what the motivation is. It doesn't matter what the initial outcome is going to be. What I know, what is irrefutable, is that for there to be a whole carbon tax system in place on American citizens, the Prove It Act or something like it must be put in place. You have to have that foundation. Once the foundation's in place, forget it, man. Katie bar the door, it's going to happen. So that's got to go. That's got to go bye-bye for sure. Kramer was talking about an immigration bill. I assume it was Langford's bill. Kramer was supportive of the bill. He did sound like he was maybe leaning to supporting it. I'm not sure. What's interesting, though, is he hadn't read it. No one's read it. Langford has read it. There's a few people that have read it. But that's another thing. Like, if it's a good bill, why aren't we allowed to read it? Why isn't Congress allowed to read it? It's absolutely crazy. Okay, we're getting close. I think we're gonna be done in like 10 minutes. I would be in favor of tariffs if we could get rid of income taxes. Well, yeah, that would be an interesting trade-off, Craig. The problem with tariffs is, and we saw it when Trump did it to China. It hurt China, but remember, we had to have the $1 billion bailout because it actually hurt the farmers. I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, the farmers, right? I forget how it goes, but Trump did a tariff on one aluminum or steel, and then they did it on retaliatory on crops, or maybe it's vice versa. It doesn't matter, but because the point is, when you put a tariff on something, it makes the price higher. The idea is that you're supposed to be punishing the country that's sending it, but what you're doing, they're not paying the tax. That price, that tariff gets added into the price of the product that consumers pay for it. So tariffs, generally speaking, are not a good idea. However, when you're saying, well, geez, let's get rid of the income tax, that's for, I think, a deeper discussion. All right. It's not looking too bad, right? It could look nicer, a little more evenly distributed if I followed the instructions, but that's okay. To the pot of cooked farro, add the dressing, chopped peppadew peppers, okay. We're gonna add the dressing. Oh wait, see. Make it like a cooking show, Becker. Come on. Nope, can't do it. How about prescription drug prices? Oh, there's a good question. So, did I do that right? Dressing, chopped peppers, cooked carrots. Well, where's the honey go? That's the dressing. You guys, I have never screwed up a dish as much as I have tonight. So there you have it. My first on-camera cooking as a candidate for U.S. House, and I've totally screwed the pooch. This is so messed up. So this stuff I just put in isn't called the dressing. It's supposed to just go on top as like a garnishy thing. The honey vinegar is the dressing. So I'm just going to put that in. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Throw the carrots in. Okay, throw in the peppadew peppers. Chunk, 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 chunk. Let's see, we were talking, though, about, drugs. Drugs, as in, like, I must be on drugs to screw this up this bad. Okay, so prescription drug prices. Here's the thing. This is where it takes good, principled conservatives to really delve into the problem, because the solution tends to be, and it was with Democrats and Republicans, to put a cap on prices, to tell companies, hey, you can't charge more. Well, that's not caps on the prices of products is not the free market way to do things. But there are many things that the government can do to make drug prices lower. The FDA is putting up a huge barrier to drugs coming into the market. It costs $2 billion, $2.5 billion just to bring a drug to market because of all of the hurdles that a company has to go through. And then there are a number of other things that where they don't allow imports from foreign countries, which would increase competition and bring drug prices down. They don't allow lesser equivalents, something that's not exactly the same drug, but extremely close would do the same thing. That would bring prices down. There's something about the, oh, that's hot. There's something that they can do with patents. There's an aspect to patents for drug companies where they just can keep churning it over and over. They do a tiny little tweak. It doesn't change the drug at all, but they say it's technically different and they get to continue their patent, which means then there's no generic, which means they can increase the price. And then you've got the whole very, very incestuous turnstile operation of FDA officials and lobbyists and congressmen, right? You got to stop all of this. So you can stick with true capitalist, free market, limited government answers, and we'll bring prices down. So there you go. There's that. Yep. I agree. I'm looking at Robin's thing, the injection. They are insane. And that's what happens when you get too much government. That's what happens when they put in all of these different barriers, all these protective mechanisms. They restrict other drugs from coming in the market. They manipulate the market so bad they screw it up that prices are too high. So then we say to the government, hey, we need more government to fix the problem that you caused. Although we tend to fall for the old blame the drug companies. And I'm not saying that they're not greedy, but the point is, in a free market, when you don't have government causing these distortions, if they're too greedy, other companies will come in. Foreign companies will send it in. New products will come to market because the big companies aren't protected by the rules and regulations of the federal government and patents that last far too long. All right. Oh, Robin, now you're okay. I'm going to show you what it is. I contend it's going to taste good. I'm going to plate it here in about 1 minute. I want to make sure that we talked about anything that you guys wanted. This is a messy looking place right here. Wow. I know. I have a solution. Poof, you can't see it as much. Okay, let me just look. Is there anyone else? I think that's it. I think I've answered the questions. It's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time. I'm very excited to potentially be the next congressman to go to DC. I'm actually absolutely not excited to actually go to DC, but I'm excited to be there to try and make a change, to work with Jim Jordan and Chip Roy and Thomas Massie and several of the others. And I think we're going to have a critical mass where we can really make a difference, where we can insist on upholding the values of the American people, insist on accountability for the bureaucrats, and really, really get things done. So, all right, let's get this sucker plated. And I'm going to do a comparison of the picture on the instructions with how my dish looks. And let's see if you can tell which is which. You got to get a little bit of a salad on there. I'm not going to do that now and waste your guys' time. I think we've covered it. I'd like to do this once a week. I don't know if that seems weird, but we'll do this again here soon. So here's the picture. Here, let's do this side by side. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay. Okay, there you go there. And there. So you see how that was not the dressing. I didn't do it right. But that's why I'm a sous chef and not the executive chef. All right, guys. Let's have some fun on this campaign. We've got what, 4 months or something like that? 3-4 months. Let's have fun. Let's get out there. Please spread the word. If you support me and support the principles of conservatism and free markets and liberty, tell others about it. If you are supportive of the eliminating the property tax and putting a real hammer on the state legislature and all of their overspending and giving money away to private businesses, having them take that money and use it to replace property tax. Again, spread the word, go out, sign a petition, get on the website, and perhaps take it upon yourself to go out and get signatures. And anyway, the instructions are there. Go to endpropertytax.com, endpropertytax.com to learn more about that. Go to Rick Becker 2024 to learn more about my campaign and make a donation. Help get me to DC. All right, guys, you take care. Have a great night. We will talk soon.